Hi everyone, it's time for another Paletteful box unboxing and artwork. And yes, normally I have these little thingies gone and rid of because they get everywhere, they get little dusties everywhere, but I forgot this time because I actually didn't peek. I just opened it right now, which is unusual for me because usually I have to peek and see what we get, but we're just going to jump right in. And I will have everything linked and down in the description below. So if you want to go ahead and find some information about these products, because unfortunately Paletteful doesn't give us that card of information anymore in the box like Smart Art does, but we can go online and look it up. So I'll have all that information in the description if you're curious. But the first thing I see is this Daniel Smith Refined Linseed Oil. This is 118 milliliters, 4 fluid ounces. So it looks like we're getting some kind of oil-based stuff. Like, that must be for the pastels, the oil pastels. So this reduces viscosity, improves flow, slows dry time of Daniel Smith original oil colors. But I do believe linseed oil can be used with oil pastels as well. So let's get right into the oil pastels then, since I see that, and get these little things out of there because they're super annoying. So mine is not latched, but can it latch? Will it latch? Yes, it does. Okay. So this is the Faber-Castell 12 oil pastel set. It says it's premium quality, smooth, rich colors for easy blending, protective storage case. I do like that it comes with a case. However, I believe this sort of packaging is their student grade Faber-Castell products. Any with the, the red packaging like this. So I believe it's their student grade oil pastels. And let's look at it and see what colors. Oh no, my purple's broke. Why does it have to be the purple? Oh, why couldn't it? Oh, wait. A lot of them are broke. Oh my gosh. What happened to my oil pastels? They went through some stuff, apparently. Okay, so we've got like a white, peachy skin tone color, yellow, orange, red, blue, lighter blue, light green, green, purple, the poor purple, the brown, and the black. So let's just look and see what kind of information comes on these. It just says oil pastel. There is no name, no number. So I don't know if you could buy these individually. If I find out anything, I will put it down in the description. But I'm assuming these probably just comes in sets of like, 10, 12, 24, whatever the normal types of sets. But I am kind of sad that, some of these have broke. But it's okay. The next thing I see here is this art spray. This is an acrylic art spray, and I believe we got a couple of these from our Smart Art box a couple months back. Looks like it's in the color orange, so this will be interesting. The next thing I see in here are these Caran d'Ache Neo Color 3 pastel Neo colors here, and it looks like we've got a neon green, pink, and orange. And I believe this was a bonus item in this month's box. So it wasn't necessarily included as a regular item, but this was a bonus item to have these 3 Neo colors. Now I have a few Neo Color 2s, which are water soluble, but I've never tried the Neo Color 1s, which are not water soluble. So I'm assuming they're going to act sort of like an oil pastel because they feel more like oily, like crayon-y, rather than, a soft pastel or something like that. Then we've got 3 of these Sharpie peel off China markers, and this is in a yellow, a white, and a black. It's interesting colors. I like that we got the white and the black, but the yellow is kind of interesting that they threw that in. And what these are, you peel this little string here downwards, and then you can peel some of this paper wrapping off. So instead of putting them into a sharpener, that's how you sharpen them. You pull this down and you unwrap it, and then you can always take a sanding block and sand the tips if you want. So that's kind of neat. Now it doesn't say if these are like oil-based, wax-based, whatever. I don't think they're like charcoal or pastelish. Next, I see this 1/4 inch Princeton Select Angular Shader brush, and I'm wondering if this is the only brush that they gave us this month, because this is quite a small brush to use with the oil and the pastels, because you could really cover a big area with those pastels, and you have to take a little tiny brush to you know, blend everything out, that's going to be very time consuming. Okay, then I see some of these alternative stumps. So it looks like we get 2 stumps here. So these are 3/8-inch stumps. So that's kind of nice because that'll help a little bit more blending with our oil pastels. Now I've not used oil pastels a whole lot, so I'll have to kind of play around and see how I prefer to blend them out. This is our little sticker for the month from Paletteful, and it looks like, I don't know, it looks like maybe bottle or something of some sort, or like the end of a pen. I'm not really sure. If you guys know what that is, please let me know down in the comments below because I'm not sure. He's happy though, but I don't know what he is. I'm thinking it looks like maybe a bottle. I don't know. Then I see this Alternatives sandpaper. So this is 12 sheets, and we've gotten this before in some of our boxes. And this is really handy for pastel pencils, charcoal, you know, anything where you want to sand down and have a finer tip. This is pretty good for that. Then it looks like we get this Alternatives Mdf panel, and I believe this is a wood panel. And it says user panel for painting, mounting, encaustic, mixed media, and as a board for drawing or watercolor. It provides a hard, smooth surface that is strong and lightweight. Create an archival surface by applying the appropriate ground. So that's interesting. I don't know if oil pastels would stick to wood like this. Then for our main surface this month, we're getting this Legion Stonehenge white paper. This is 15 sheets. It's 100% cotton. I believe this is their, is this just their regular paper or is it hot pressed? It is 250 GSM, so that's probably about a 90 to 100 pound weight paper, I think. So that'll be interesting to see how this takes the oil pastels on there, because I think usually it's better to have a little bit more of a grippy surface, I thought, for oil pastels, but I could be wrong. I could be thinking of soft pastels because I don't really use oil pastels, and I know it's better to have a little bit of a grippy surface with them. So it's really going to be interesting to try out these oil pastels. So that's everything that comes in this month's box. We're going to get right into the artwork, and I will let you know how everything performs. So the prompts this month were portrait, fire, hat, and reading. And I thought I would challenge myself and take on the portrait aspect of this. Now, I'm not a portrait artist at all. I don't draw people. I find them quite intimidating, actually. But I've been trying to really challenge myself with my art and sort of step out of my comfort zone. So I figured at least drawing an eye would be challenging enough for me. And boy, was it a challenge. So first, let's talk about the Faber-Castell Oil Pastels. I knew I wanted to add some color into the shadows of this portrait because if you know me by now, you know I love adding color into things. So I thought if I just did a light base layer of some purple, some red, some oranges, you know, to bring out some color into the skin, then I could go over top with that flesh tone and the white to sort of tone them down quite a bit and to bring it more to like a flesh type color. Boy, was I wrong. Once I got those bright colors on there, they just did not blend out. Now, I don't know if this is due to the paper. So we were using the Stonehenge paper pad, and this is sort of like a smooth type paper. It's 100% cotton, but the pastel it gripped to it really well in the first layer or so. But then when I was trying to blend it out to sort of tone down those colors, they just weren't really blending out. It was smearing a little bit. So then I tried to go on top with the white and blend it out even more. And by the time I already had 2 layers on, so the base layer of the color, then that flesh tone, by the time I grabbed that white, it was sort of just scraping off pigment or just leaving chunks of the white onto the paper. It really wasn't blending how I intended it to blend. So that was really frustrating for me. And of course, this could be due to I've never used oil pastels before. I've not drawn an eye before, you know. So I've got a few things going against me here, but I thought it was going to be a little easier and these oil pastels were going to be a little more creamy and blend together better. Now, halfway through this portrait, I considered taking out the Daniel Smith linseed oil and trying to use that to help blend things together. But I had already invested enough time into this that I thought if I take that out and it blends it and it just makes a muddy mess, then I have to start all over again. I'm not sure if we're going to get a video for this month. Now, for the China markers, I did end up using the black one quite a bit, and it layered okay over the pastels, but the white and the yellow one didn't show up at all. I mean, the white would kind of just scrape some of the color off, so I ended up using that to my advantage a little bit and went into the whites of the eyes where that blue that I was putting down for shadow just kind of smeared everywhere, and a little bit on the highlight areas of the face as well, around the eye. So I sort of used that to try to scrape up some of the pastel colors. But even the black one, like, it didn't lay down like very dark on top of these pastels, and if I pushed too hard it would just scrape the pastel up. So I had to be very gentle and lay it over top very gently for it to go on to the pastels. I used the bright neon orange from the Caran d'Ache Neo Color Packs to put in that pop of color in the eye, in between the black and the blues. Now, I think I would really like this Stonehenge paper for other mediums like colored pencils. However, I think for oil pastels, it just didn't let you blend it enough. So I don't know if it wasn't smooth enough, if it was too smooth, that you couldn't layer the pastels on there. But I just feel like this paper wasn't the best bet for the oil pastels. Now, I don't know if that wooden board that we got would have been any better, but I had such a hard time getting this eye done that I was kind of like, I'm going to leave that board alone and we're not even going to touch that. I will find some kind of artwork that I can use that for in the future. Now, I didn't end up using the blending stumps because, to be honest, I kind of forgot them. I had put them off to the side, and I think I was just so frustrated trying to get these colors to blend and to sort of tone down a little bit that I just completely forgot about the blending stumps. So maybe that would have been a better method for me to blend these instead of trying to go on top with a lighter color. Or I think if I was doing this again, I might start with the lighter colors first and then glaze the darker colors over top so that I don't risk going too dark without being able to blend it out. If you guys have any tips for me on doing portraits, please leave them down in the comments below. I would love to hear any tips that you might have for me, because I would really love to get better at drawing and painting portraits. So that's it for this month's box. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye!